everybody and welcome back to my channel. I have been gone for a very long time, I know, but it's okay because I am back and I'm better. Sorry I've been gone for so long, but I'm back and I'm better and I'm better. I have actually been taking time out to do a spiritual healing, but I'm back now. Did you miss me? I know. I missed me too. In today's video, we are going to be doing a little bit of a story time. I am going to be telling you about my first ever kiss. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, today we are going to talk about my first kiss. Now, what is so funny about this story is that I was actually so young, and I shouldn't had been doing things like this at this age, but you know what? I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it. I won't take it back because I did the shit. I was a hoe. Some of you may know that I went to primary school. Now, primary school, I don't give a fuck. It was the best primary school in the whole of Birmingham. Everybody went to that primary school, like everybody that is known in Birmingham by Birmingham people went to that primary school, and you know, obviously your girl went there too. I actually did go to 3 primary schools. The first primary school I went to was in Acocks Green. It was called. The second primary school that I went to was called, and that was also in Acocks Green. And then I went to the ghetto. I moved all the way to the other side of Birmingham in Ladywood. Yes, you heard it here right. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never felt more myself in a primary school than I did when I was at because the other 2 schools, I'm not gonna lie, they were predominantly white schools, and obviously I ain't white. Do you know what I mean? I'm not white, so I felt really out of place, and nobody ever wanted to sit next to me in my primary schools, so I was just all by myself. I was just a lonely little black girl. Then I went and I was like one of many black girls, and I just felt like, you know, oh, I'm in my stride now, you know. I felt amazing when I went. I'd just like to thank everybody that was there when I was there. You probably made me and gave me the personality that I have today, because I'm telling you now, that was probably the only place that I actually learned something. I feel like primary school had taught me a lot of things, definitely not just education, but a lot about my own ethnicity, because before that I didn't know anything about being black. I didn't know about things being racist. Like, I didn't actually know that things that were happening to me in the predominantly white schools, like, and I didn't actually realize that they were racist until I went to, and people were like, I used to tell them like little stories about what used to happen to me, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's racist," and I would just be like, "Oh, well, no one didn't tell me that." I just want to thank my mom for sending me there, because I don't know where I would be in life right now if I didn't go to that primary school, because everybody that is somebody in Birmingham went to that primary school. Like, it's the baitest primary school in the whole. I didn't even know primary schools could be bait, but I'm telling you now that this primary school, bait as hell. My mom was definitely the mom that you would call and just be like, I'm running late, can you pick up my kids? Because we literally lived across the road from the primary school, and there was a lot of people that went to that primary school that lived in the area. So my mum was like, oh, I don't mind, I'll pick them up. And when we used to do that, I used to literally hang around with everybody. Like, after we had like a little after school kind of club in our house. One day, one of my, I want to say an on and off friend in primary school. So one week we'll be friends, and then the next week we wouldn't be friends, you know, all that petty shit. And one day she came to me and she was just like,
oh, I went to a sleepover the other day, and at the sleepover, this was happening.
And if I tell you about what was happening at that sleepover, how were girls in primary school even able to even think about what was happening? So let me tell you about what was happening. There was rubbing of the breastal area and touching of the down the stairs area. Now, this is all happening with primary school girls, like all within primary school girls sleepovers. Now, she came to me and she told me that, and I'm gonna tell you now, yeah, my mom was the sort of mom that would never, ever, ever let me go anywhere. We used to live on an alleyway. I wasn't even allowed to go down to the bottom of the alleyway. I was never allowed to play out, and anytime that I was allowed to play out, I'd have to be home before the street light outside our house turned on. It was only when I turned, I think it was like when I started in year 8, that I was actually allowed to play out. And I swear I never used to come home when the street lights came on, you know. Do you know what? Actually, the problem started when my dad took over and my mom was at work until 5:30. So I will be leaving school at 3:30, doing whatever I was doing in town, making sure that I was home before my mom got home from work. And on Thursdays, she never used to finish till 8:30. So I was out till 8:30 on Thursdays. So, you know. Anyway, back to the story. I was never ever allowed to go to any sleepovers. Like, no sleepovers, no playing out. I was never allowed to do it. So she was telling me about what was going on at these sleepovers, and out loud I was saying, oh my god, that is so disgusting. And in my head I was thinking, really? Because, you know, we all know that I'm gay now, do you know what I mean? Like, when she was telling me about what was happening at these sleepovers, I was thinking in my head, oh my god, this is why my mom doesn't let me go to these sleepovers, because this is what's happening. Like, touching titties and touching downstairs areas, and I literally just had to stay my ass inside the house. I was never allowed to go nowhere. So she came over to my house after school. We went upstairs and we was chilling and stuff. She's telling me about these sleepovers and where all of the girls at the sleepovers were touching each other's titties and touching each other's and kissing and stuff. And out loud, I was just like, ew, that is so gross. And in my head, I'm thinking, all I want to do is grab your tits, because I wasn't a perv, but this girl, her tits were so big. Like, for a child of our age, her boobs were absolutely, like, they were massive. I'm pretty sure that she's older than me. Yeah, her boobs were massive. And yeah, I was just really obsessed with her boobs. I think that's the only reason that I was her friend, to be honest, because she had massive boobs. So after she told me about everything that was happening at the sleepovers and she got my reaction, she was just like,
do you want to try kissing?
And I was just like, with my innocent self that was never allowed to go to any sleepovers.
Yeah, of course, why not?
With my fast self. So we kissed, and then she proceeds to say,
oh, you can touch my titty if you want.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was younger, I had a weird tittish, okay? I just love tits. So as we were kissing, she stopped and she was just like,
you can touch my boobs if you want.
And I was just like, okay. We carried on kissing and I'm like grabbing her titties. Bearing in mind, we are in primary school. Like, I'm pretty sure like we was in like year 5 or year 6. As I was kissing her, I like started to touch her boob, and I heard the front door downstairs go. Now, my front door in my old house, I swear, it was so loud. Like, it was so loud. So I heard it open and close. So I stopped and we were just sitting there on the edge of the bed, and my mum walks up the stairs and she's just like,
are you girls okay?
I'm sitting there and like I looked at my mum, I was like,
yeah, we're fine.
And she just looked at me as if to say, you're fucking weird, man, and just walked off and went into her room. So then, because we almost got caught, we decided to make a little club underneath my sister's bed, where we'd hide underneath my sister's bed and kiss. And we used to call it the Little Kissy Club. And yeah, we used to hide underneath my sister's bed and we used to kiss and touch each other's boobs, even though I never had no boobs. And then she'd be like, okay,
this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off slowly, and then we're gonna kiss really fast, and then we're gonna go back to slow again. Can you do that?
And I'm like,
okay, yeah.
Her mum was picking her up late that whole week because she just started a new job. So we were doing kissing club every day that week, and I don't think my mom had any idea, but I think she's gonna have an idea now. Sorry, mom. Oh my god, my mom's gonna watch this. One day, my other best friend from the same primary school, she came over to stay with me one weekend, and I told her about the kissy club. Remember at the beginning of the story, I told you about how my friend had told me about a sleepover that she went to. Now, the girl that hosted the sleepover at her house, she was one of my close friends. I'm gonna call her Cannon. So Cannon came over to my house for a weekend sleepover because obviously a bad bitch like me wasn't allowed to go to any sleepovers, wasn't even allowed to stay out past 5:05. So she had a sleepover at my house for the weekend, and I told her about Kissy Club. Now, remember at Cannon's sleepover party, they were doing a lot of tea touching, playing downstairs, kissing. They were doing all of that, and she was just like,
right, so what have you guys been doing? What happens in Kissy Club?
and I told her about what happens in Kissy Club. We ended up doing Kissy Club together, so that's two bitches now in the same week that I'd kissed in Kissy Club. Yeah, so Kissy Club was a thing for probably about a week, where we would all come to my house, hide underneath the bed and kiss and touch each other's boobs. And after that, we were all just so over it. So yeah, some of us carried on, you know, to be a lesbian. Hey, I don't think that the other two are. I don't really know much about what they're doing with their lives, but you know what, girls, if you do see this, hey. So yes, that was my first kiss. My first kiss went a little like, you just heard it. Judge me if you want to, but I swear, I know that there is girls out there that can relate to this story. So thank you so much for watching my video, everybody. Like, comment and subscribe because your bitch is back. Show some love. Show some love. I'll see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao for now.